the Botanical Gardens at Sheffield, and because they're dismantling a stage deeper into the gardens, I've had to kind of come to the outskirts, but the traffic is going past, so apologies for that. I just felt really inspired today to come on and talk about celebrating our successes, and it's not something that we easily do. It's a bit like, you know, we find it easier to do the shadow work than we do to do the light work. We find it easier to name 10 things that we don't like about ourselves than name 10 things that we do. And but I was really drawn, Spirit was telling me today about, you know, celebrating those successes, no matter how big or small they are. You know, they don't have to be mammoth things. We often set ourselves goals that seem quite unachievable, but, you know, if we break those goals down into kind of smaller steps and just appreciate each time we have a success in those small steps. And for example, I've been really drawn to celebrate a success for me. I've had a program running my whole life to do with contamination and poisoning, and there's a lot of fear around that. And that program has affected my life massively, especially in times when I've felt weak, and especially in times when I've been really triggered. When I've, you know, not been living my truth at all, and it's really come to the fore. You know, it's shown itself in really quite extreme obsessive compulsive disorders, and you know, not being able to eat food with my hands, not wanting to kind of, you know, contaminate the food before it enters my body, not being able to drink a drink from a glass somebody else has drunk from, or a bottle someone else has drunk from, you know, really quite extreme in some cases. And this journey to kind of clear this program has taken many forms. You know, I've done some past life work where I've been a herbalist, you know, in a cottage, assisting villagers with nature's bounty, and I've been burned as a stake as a witch. I've had past lives where I've been poisoned. I've had past lives where I've been the poisoner, and I've kind of released all the energy and attachment from that. And I've also done a lot of, you know, deprogramming of the program that's running through, because once we have awareness of something, then we can, you know, get to the root of it. And this has led me to, you know, the points where I was able to go to Colombia. I was able to do a shamanic ceremony with a Colombian shaman. I was able to, I felt more and more drawn this year to detoxing my body, you know, listening to my body's messages, and it all culminated in a point where, you know, my body was saying it wanted burdock root, and I thought, you know, the only time I've ever experienced burdock is in dandelion and burdock as a kid, which I loved, but, you know, I had no idea what it was. I didn't know how to take it or anything, and so I found myself being drawn to, you know, natural medicines, herbal medicines, you know, just allowing what we eat to detox us, rather than taking you know, a medication or a substance or something in a processed form, just taking it in its natural form. Now, that is not something that I would have ever been able to do. I mean, you know, even taking vitamins and mineral supplements, I have had issues with. And I found myself looking for a herbalist, and I went to see one, and, you know, she did a full consultation, and funnily enough, burdock root did come up, and she's created this tincture for me. Now, previously, I would have got to the point where I would have gone through the whole process of purchasing the tincture, you know, paying for the consultation, and that tincture would have stayed on the shelf. I wouldn't have used it, because that fear, that contamination program that would have been running would have stopped me from actually taking that kind of final step and using the product, actually fully taking action on my guidance. And this time I got the tincture, and she also created a sort of like a herbal tea, and I took it. I took it, and I've been taking it now for a week, and I feel great, and I had no issue. There was a momentary kind of remnant of, how am I going to respond? Am I going to have a physical reaction? But it felt like the right thing to do. I was following my guidance, and yeah, I've been taking the tincture. I feel great, and it's going really, really well. And so for me, that is a massive, massive success. To be able to kind of disentangle that program, and it was incredibly strong inside of me, to get to the point where I can actually take a herbal remedy, where I can actually take a herbal tincture and completely trust in my higher self, in spirit, that this is guided, this is what I'm here to do, it's good for me. That's amazing progress. And so for me, it really struck me about celebrating that, openly celebrating that. But it doesn't have to be that big, it doesn't have to be disentangling a massive program that's been existing through your whole life. It doesn't have to be taking that leap of faith off a cliff, jumping without the parachute. Literally any step that you take that's in alignment with your truth, where you have lived a life out of alignment with your truth, is a success. So celebrate it. We are so quick to beat ourselves up because, my goal was to do this whole thing and I've only done this one part. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When we shift our perspective from judgment, criticism, all those things that we've been brought up to do, we see it everywhere. Where on the news do we find celebration? Where in the papers do we find praise and everything? Very, very rarely. The majority of the time we are taught to criticize, to judge, to blame, all of those things. So this is about shifting your perspective. It doesn't matter whether it's one aspect of your whole goal or aim, or whether it's one step along your journey, or whether it's one small, tiny momentary blip of connection. Celebrate it, because the more we celebrate it, the more we have gratitude, the more we step into that energy, the easier it gets. The easier it is to take that next step, to move forward that next bit, to take that next bigger leap. And that's really what this journey is all about, being fully present in each now moment, accepting fully where we are without judgment, and celebrating it, embracing it, loving it. Not thinking the 10 steps ahead that we're aiming for and we think we should be at, or comparing where we are to where we were in the past, and I tried it then and that happened, da 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 da. Be exactly where you are now. Accept where you are now, because you are exactly where you're meant to be, and celebrate it. Celebrate the tiny aspects of your progress, of your journey. So that's really what I wanted to share, and it's a beautiful day today. I'm in a beautiful part of the botanical gardens. The birds are singing all around me. And you know what, the other thing that I want to celebrate is the fact that I can actually sit out in the sun and not be 100% fearful and convinced that I'm going to get sunstroke, heat stroke and sunburn, because that has been my life my whole time. I've literally hidden from source my whole life through fear of the destructive force, I guess. So yeah, I get to celebrate that too. Hi Karen, hi Gillian. So yeah, celebrate, enjoy, embrace all of those tiny steps that you are doing. You know, forget about the end point. The destination it's irrelevant. That's not what it's about. It's the journey. And that's what my guides tell me all the time. You know, the destination doesn't matter, actually. It's the journey. It's each now moment. So that is what we're here to celebrate. And as we bring celebration into our lives, we're raising our frequency, and we're raising the reality, the frequency of the reality that we then experience in each moment and that we actually create. Oh, it really is live. It really is live, Gillian. Yes, these morning musings really are live. It's just that most of the time I don't really have a live audience. I haven't got my glasses on, so I'm really struggling to read this. Oh, Karen, hello dear soul friend. Hello. Hello, Karen. So yes, blessings to your day, and many, many things in each of the moments of your day to celebrate. So just close, even if you have to just close your eyes to shut out, you know, the external reality for a moment, and just go within your heart space to really connect and celebrate and enjoy, live in joy. Your smile is sunny like your day. Yes, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful today. It's really beautiful and sunny. And I love looking at the clouds as well, because I love seeing the different shapes and things in the clouds. So I am going to celebrate this beautiful weather that we have today, because we don't always get it. So, you know, this is the moment to celebrate it. And I wish you all the best of days. Sending you all my love. Take care. And I will be on the Mundane to Magical Facebook Live tomorrow, so if anybody is on that group, I will be doing a live with any questions or topics that anybody wants to be discussed. All things spiritual. Oh, me too. I'll read the clouds. Yeah, absolutely. Clouds are fabulous. All right then, take care. Good luck. Much love with your day. Sorry, I'm being distracted by barking dogs and things now. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Bye.